The city never sleeps. It only dreams with one eye open, waiting for someone like me to stumble into its teeth. That's the hour I got the call. A mosque, blood, and a dead man, where he was supposed to be closest to God. Rain-slicked streets reflected neon signs like molten mirrors, the night air thick with smoke, and the tang of wet asphalt. I parked my car under a flickering streetlight, the collar of my trench coat turned up, cigarette burning slow. Even fire hesitated tonight, curling its smoke in soft spirals into the grey sky. Inside the mosque, silence wasn't comforting. It was wrong. Holy places are never meant to hold violence. And yet here it was. Imam Rashid lay sprawled on the front prayer rug, blood soaking sacred fibers. A life ended in precise cruelty. No struggle, no panic. The cut on his throat told me everything. Calm, deliberate, trusted hands. A gold cufflink gleamed near the edge of the rug. A falcon engraved on its surface. Expensive, custom-made. Arrogance pressed into gold. I pocketed it. Officers whispered prayers and theories outside. Clues like this aren't meant for whispers. They burn holes in your thoughts until you chase them down. I moved through the streets, listening. Gossip follows murder like rats. Kamran Malik, someone muttered in a tea stall. Rich, dangerous, prideful. They said Rashid had angered him, wanted a woman no one could touch. Pride and jealousy, a combination lethal enough to kill. I started with Kareem, Rashid's younger brother. Bitter, broken, frayed cuffs. Motive, inheritance and resentment, but not the falcon, not the proof in my pocket. Kamran Malik. However, he was different. Glass and steel, perched above the city like he thought he owned the skyline. I met him in his office. Tea served in crystal cups, smile too smooth. Tie pin glinting with the falcon insignia. Charm was a knife here, and I smelled the rust beneath the polish. I own many, he said, casual, confident. Guilt wears a suit, but it never fits right. Back at the mosque, I dug deeper. Rashid's study smelled of dust, old sermons stacked neatly. A drawer, misaligned, caught my eye. Inside, a photograph. Rashid beside a woman, young, beautiful, sad-eyed. On the back, neat handwriting. Forever yours, S. Safia, Kamran's wife. My stomach tightened. A holy man, a jealous husband, and a woman whose silence was as dangerous as a blade. That night, the city reminded me why I never slept. Someone followed me. Shadows pressed me against a wall, fists like bricks. Stop digging, detective. Some graves should stay closed. The blows hurt. The message sank deeper. I was too close. Morning brought a note under my door. No words, just the photograph, torn down the middle. Rashid's half missing. I pressed the caretaker at the mosque. Old, crooked, shaking hands, afraid of his own words. He cracked. The night before Rashid died, he and Kamran argued. Not about money, about her. Rashid wanted her to leave. Kamran swore he'd burn the world before letting that happen. Burn the world. Those words lingered in my chest like smoke in lungs. Kamran Malik was too clean to soil his own hands. Men like him hire. Money leaves trails. Iqbal the knife. Street thug, muscle, dumb enough to talk when pressed. I found him in a gambling den. Smoke thick. Tension thicker. 2 shots, shattered bottles near his head. Suddenly, he remembered how to stand still. Yes, Kamran paid me. Paid me to silence Rashid, he admitted, lips quivering. But Safia, she saw. She didn't stop it. She wanted it. Her silence, her complicity. The city's moral compass had twisted, and she had chosen freedom over faith. I stormed Kamran's mansion that night, flames already clawed through windows, smoke choking the stars. Kamran lay sprawled on marble, bullet through his chest. The falcon cufflinks still gleamed. Over him stood Safia, gun trembling, eyes locked on mine. Cold relief. He caged me. Rashid wanted me. Kamran owned me. I wanted out. She raised the revolver. My hand steadied, my aim sure. A single shot rang out. Her weapon slipped. She crumpled beside Kamran, smoke wrapping around her like a funeral shroud. The fire consumed the mansion. I lit a cigarette. Black smoke clawed at the sky like a prayer, turned inside out. Blood on a prayer rug. A murdered Imam, a jealous husband, a faithless wife, and me, left with smoke in my lungs and the truth no one wanted to face. But the city isn't done with me. Secrets linger like the smoke in the alleyways, waiting for someone foolish enough to look closer. The investigation didn't end in that fire. I pieced together the nights before the murder, late meetings, whispered threats, trips to far-flung parts of the city, financial ledgers showing bribes, payments to men like Iqbal. Each clue a thread in a tapestry of deceit. I tracked Safia's movements. She hadn't just been at the mosque the night of the murder. She had planned it, whispered to Iqbal, her voice soft, convincing. Kamran trusted her. Rashid loved her. And the world, it burned between their hands. Every step I took through this case felt like walking through a storm. Witnesses were afraid. Clerics denied seeing anything. The city's rich shielded themselves with fear and lawyers. But the evidence was there. Faint fingerprints, gold threads on the rug, a trail of whispers that led me straight to the people who thought they were untouchable. And the truth is heavier than the bodies it leaves behind. Kamran Malik had wanted power. Rashid had wanted love. Safia had wanted freedom. And I had wanted justice. But justice in this city tastes bitter, like cigarette ash and rainwater in the gutter. The night I finally closed the case, I walked the streets alone. Rain fell on my shoulders, washing nothing, just reminding me of the weight of what I'd seen. Holy places stained, betrayal everywhere, and the city still dreaming with one eye open. Some people call it crime. I call it life. And in my city, life has claws. And sometimes it bites the ones you least expect. I flicked my cigarette into the gutter. The flames of Kamran's mansion were gone, but the fire of human greed, lust, and betrayal, that would never die. I'm Malik Safdar Hayat. I see what others pretend not to. I follow the smoke to the end. And in this city, the smoke always tells the truth.